Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, December 4th, 2024. Well, this is the holiday season for a great large percentage of the planet. And one of the things I love about holiday season are bell choirs that only seem to be around at Christmas time. And I noticed and have been reading lately that there has been an almost deliberate removal of bells from the human existence, and there is a push to reverse that, possibly for some very valid reasoning. So I'm going to take you to a couple of tweets that gave me a little information about the bells, and then we're going to ask the universe for some insights and information. Now, I'm not talking about bells as in bell choirs to have them be more prolific, although that's fine with me. They can do the Star Spangled Banner in the summer just as much as they do Oh Holy Night in the winter, as far as I'm concerned. No, I'm talking about the large bells that used to be very commonplace in um, the steeples of many buildings, not just places of worship, but school buildings and community buildings. And they've been systematically lessened and lessened over the years. So let's go look at a couple of posts that kind of told me there may be more to the story, and we're going to ask the universe that. Both of the items I have posted on my Laura's View and Tarot 2 X account are from Flat Out Truth. One of them talks about how bells are returning to towns and cities, their chimes ringing to drive away the shadows and demons. I found that to be very interesting. Now he gets a little more woo. He or she goes on to recommend this. After the election, the president must install a large golden bell precisely tuned to 587 hertz in the White House's front garden. This bell should be rung each morning to expose any shapeshifters, reptilians, or demons. Well, let's think about that. Hang on, I got to get back to my view. Okay, we've talked in the past about how, as our frequency is rising as a species and as a plane of existence here on Gaia, that it is becoming more difficult for those who cloak their existence somehow by artificial means, maybe not available to us, shapeshifters, visitors from other places, who knows, that it's getting harder for them to hold their shape. So we know that vibration and frequency and sounds have a vibration and a frequency to them, that they're powerful, but maybe even more than we've been giving them credit for. And I have to tell you, when I read that tweet about the 587 hertz, I did what you might want to do. I went to YouTube and I found a couple of audio only 587 hertz um, tracks on channels and played them. And it's a high pitched sound. It's to my ear, it's not irritating or annoying. I have to tell you, the next time I'm in like a large crowd or something, I'm really tempted to just go to one of those tracks and play it quietly and see who moves away or has a change of appearance or what have you. It might be fun to see. So something to think about. Now we know our music was changed. I did a read about that, gosh, a couple of years ago, about how our music had been keyed to 440, which was healthy, and it was rekeyed to 432, which was unhealthy for human systems. And that was a deliberate change of frequency and vibration. So it makes absolute sense to me that if there was an element of healing or protection or exposure involved with the bells, there would be a push to remove them. So those that said they were annoying, or I understood one reason I heard that the bells in Europe were lessened because they didn't want them rung and giving enemy information with them, even to before radar pinpointing exact locations of towns and large structures. So I kind of could see that, but why didn't they go back up when the war was over? They just kind of all disappeared, and there's a lot of footage of hundreds of bells that are just sitting on the ground and not being used or replaced or used. I think there's something to this, and I think that makes it a good topic to ask the universe about. So I want to craft the question carefully. Not that I think the information is so much veiled or obscured as just want some clarity. So we would like insights and information about, I'd like a yes or no element to this. So is there truth in the alt media chatter that bells have a purpose that can be inclusive of protection and healing and other positive attributes, plus additional insights and information about the bells that need to return to our towns and cities and highways and byways? Let's find out together, okay? I'm going to switch the camera, so as always, you can watch me work with the cards and we'll discover the answers together. 1 second. All right, is there truth to the alt media chatter that bells have a purpose that's been stifled, that can include healing, protection, unveiling of evil, discouraging non-benevolent energy to depart, plus additional insights and information about the bells of our world? Okay, we've got the Four of Swords, Queen of Wands. We have the World showing up, Eight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Five of Cups, and Strength. We'll pull additional cards and see if there's more information. I think this is kind of fascinating. Now, if you notice the first card, the Four of Swords, which often tells me there's a little bit of information that for some reason isn't going to be revealed in this read. But it also says that look where the setting is. It's obviously in some sort of a place of worship and kind of depicting an effigy that is at rest. So I think it's kind of interesting for that. Let's just figure right now what this card is telling us. There's a little more information than we're going to get in this read. So it does seem to be a very valid topic. Okay. The Queen of Wands is telling us a little bit more. And that is, she's very, very honest and can be very insightful. So it's also an optimistic card. So it seems like this information, even though it's not going to be fully shared right now, it is valuable and a point of optimism for us. Okay, in the recent past, we have the World card. You know, that tweet said that there has been a push to return bells to towns and cities and have them become more part of our daily life and have those frequencies of them tuned to things we know specifically are beneficial, whether it is uncloaking bad energy or putting people in a good frame of mind, optimistic, healing. There's a lot of frequencies that can be used to benefit the human race. And so the information needs to be shared and is they're pretty excited that it has been. It will be. The push to continue to increase our the existence and use of large bells in large settings is it's not going to go away. It's actually going to be one of those organic, good for the human race, good for life in general, changes that are going to keep coming about. Let's look at the near future. Okay, we've got the Two of Swords. I love that, well, there's a readiness aspect to this card, and we are ready for these changes to come about. I love that she's got a blindfold, so she's using other senses. And again, one of those crucial senses would be the sense of hearing. And you know, I've heard it said that we humans are wrapped up in sound. That's what holds our atoms together. I just think that's a beautiful thought. The Five of Cups is I laugh at this one because okay, first of all, if this was a more political read, this is my Biden um, cup card, and it may be saying in the future once Biden seems to be permanently out of the political arena that things are going to be making these changes. they'll be a little more, overt and full speed ahead. But I always find some humor in this card because it's so typical. It's something we need to learn. We can have several misfortunes going on that totally take our focus away from the fact that there's some things still going right. There's some cups that are still full. And we shouldn't so focus on the ones that have spilled, especially if it's beyond our power to fix them, to stop enjoying and appreciating the fact that there's some things going right. I know my life is like that. There can be some really big things that are going wrong, but everything is not going wrong at the same time. So I always know if I shift my focus a little bit, I can see things to appreciate, kind of know my blessings and that kind of thing. So I like the fact of this. It looks like though what we're getting here is a nudge on timeline that the installation or reinstallation of bells and stuff is going to take place a lot more openly and widely once this fake administration 46 has done their thing. And yeah, bells are part of the human strength. I mean, that's what we're getting here with the strength card. I'm almost surprised that we've got 2 out of 7 cards that are major arcana, some very, very positive ones. So, it is true. And, just as an aside, too, if you're watching this with interest, you don't have to wait for something that is, the size of a Volkswagen to be hanging in your church or courtyard or whatever. There are singing bowls and other frequency and rife machines and things like that that can help us utilize sound on a personal and very beneficial basis. We have the Ten of Wands for another card. The Ace of Swords saying, yes, this is our hard yes to the yes or no element. To my question was there truth to that chatter that there is a deliberate stifling of bells because the frequencies can be so healing, so revealing, so beneficial? We've got a yes to our question there. And the days of the stifling of them is over. We are going to fully embrace the healing and positive aspects of things like crystals and sound, and it's going to come together to just raise our human experience to things we right now only kind of vaguely dream of. I love that thought. Okay, we've got another 10 showing up here, and we have a 9 of Wands. Okay, so there's a determination for those that are aware of the efficacy of bells, sound, and frequency, vibration, that kind of thing. There is a determination to bring it back in the best possible outcome manner for the human condition. And the time of having that information stifled is over. It's absolutely over. We've got the 210 saying that no more. No more hiding information. No more false information. We're moving ahead with truth and with using discoveries that have been hidden or, like I said, information that's been at least stifled from our awareness. And so that's going to change. That is going to change. I love that thought. So let's recap. There is some information that's floating around on alt media sites more than the mainstream, as far as I could see, that talks about how bells were a very powerful instrument of healing. And not just information, the British are coming, the British are coming, but but of healing and protection, and that there was a deliberate removal of them from our society because they were so beneficial of protecting the human elements. And we did a little check and asked, is there truth to that? Was there a deliberate stifling plus additional insights and information? So it was very fascinating to me that the first card came up and said, this is an important topic, but I'm not going to cover it completely with you at this time. So, wow, I think this is kind of maybe a hint to some of the healing technologies that are actively being pursued that involve sound and frequency. So, we just stuck with bells for this, okay? And we got some information. First of all, that there was, yeah, it's true. And the world is already benefiting from the efforts being made to increase the presence and use of beneficial bell tones for humans. And I thought that was lovely. and it's not going to, that push is going to grow as people realize that the information was valuable, that was a very clean type of energy that's good for healing. I saw some beautiful videos of babies being immediately soothed and healed just by using the right bell tone around them. The near future, we're going to have to wait a little bit, but it is going to be a push that does not diminish, adding bells back into the human existence and experience, and for purposes of, again, protection, healing, all those good things that they can actually have quite an impact on. It looked like that we're going to see and hear more about it once 46 is out of office. The We got a hard yes about the deliberate stifling with the Ace of Swords. And the fact that the human race as a whole is going to be stronger from embracing the use of things like this. There's absolutely nothing to lose by increasing the presence and use of bells. Additionally, earlier in the video, I mentioned 587 hertz, which apparently makes it difficult for those who are cloaking their actual true countenance to to hide. And I shared that I think I'm going to play a couple of those 587 tracks next time I'm in a large crowd and just see. I can play them low and see who feels uncomfortable and moves away, and or see what I see if there causes a change. There's other frequencies that are specific for healing, for help even with addictions, for not just protection. So, I mean, it's a huge topic, and I'm just talking about it on one little element of it, but it's definitely worth adding that to your stored world knowledge. Frequency, sound, vibration, and some of the beautiful, beautiful things that they can do. Because when we do get out to those new healing technologies that are going to use crystal and structures and frequency and sound more, the more we know, the more we're going to be ready to accept it and use it to the best possible outcome for healing and restoration. Well, that's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time and attention and appreciate each and every one of you. If you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright. Until next time, bye.